Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, or Ha, Kodash, Ma'amaf. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan Banya Sharala of the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Also, salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Kharab Banya Sharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Now today, I'll be coming out with a lesson. And as you can see, it was an article put in the group chat by the Bishop Kanak of this camp. And it says here that U.S. risks being dragged into third war, and that's what the Lord said in the scriptures. He was gonna drive off the armies of America into other places and make them fight wars, make them fight on various fronts, thin out the defense, which would leave Babylon America, or which would leave America unguarded as it is. Well, let's continue. It says the U.S. could be heading towards involvement in another global conflict as tensions between Venezuela and neighboring Guyana skyrocket following a controversial referendum that sparked fears of a land grab in South America. And that's what's really going on. Like these Edomites and things like that, they trying to take things that don't belong to them, these other nations and things like that. But let's continue. This is the U.S. military said on Thursday its Southern Command forces would carry out flight operations within Guyana later in the day, and that Washington would continue its commitment as Guyana's trusted security partner. So you got to think, you still have some of these nations that are allied with America, but eventually they're going to turn on America. Right now, at this point, America is under the guise of helping Guyana, but Guyana or that area between Guyana and Venezuela is very rich in resources, But let's continue, because America ain't just there just for the sake of just being there to mitigate the situation or to be an intercessor. But let's continue. It says on Sunday, voters in Venezuela backed the proposals of Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro to claim sovereignty over the contested Essequibo region, which had been a bone of contention between Venezuela and Guyana for more than a century. So it's been a while. They've been kind of, we'll say, a spat back and forth. This is the resource-rich Essequibo region. Is controlled by Georgetown, making up more than 2/3 of Guyana's territory. So it's a fight over territory between Venezuela and Guyana. And here you go. It's like not here you go, but here it is. You got Babylon America right there in the midst of it, stoking the flames. But let's continue. It says in 1899, an 1899 ruling declared Essequibo a part of Guyana, which was then a British colony. A 1966 agreement between the UK and Venezuela to resolve the dispute has not stopped the flaring of tensions between the two countries, which intensified after oil and gas giant ExxonMobil said in 2015 it had made a significant oil discovery in the region. So there you go, tensions flare it back up, but it always been a little tension, a little flare up here and there. But there you go, you got Babylon America right there in the middle of it. Every time there's some tomfoolery going on, who's always in the midst of it? You got it right. The border of wickedness, the tabernacles of Edom. Let's continue. It says, Venezuela says the 1966 Geneva Agreement effectively undid the 1899 ruling by international arbitrators, Salakia. So they made an agreement and made another agreement, and one agreement got nullified or disannulled. We continue. It says the results were perceived by Guyana as a step towards annexation. And there's precedent for such annexes or annexities as Russia has held referendums widely believed to be sham votes to try to legitimize claiming swaths of Ukraine. You know how Esau get on with that. So we've taken the first steps of a new historical stage to fight for our Guyana Essequiba for peace and to recover what the liberators left us, Maduro said, following the announcing of the referendum's results, referring to the region by its alternative name. So there you go. Esau then made all these different agreements and promises and everything, and got Guyana and Venezuela fighting, or could possibly go to war over these resources, because that's really what it's about. It's about resources. When they could be sharing the resources as they should, but no, you have those who have ulterior motives that have come under the guise of protecting and allyship. They're just causing all kind of problems. But let's continue. This is the UN's top court, the International Court of Justice, has said that Caracas should not take any action that could change Guyana's control over the Essequibo region, but it stopped short of blocking Venezuela's vote. See, there you go. It's that passive aggressive thing, causing problems while not looking like the one who's causing the problems, i.e., we know it as gaslighting. But let's continue. It says Guyana had asked the court to stop the referendum, suggesting that Venezuela could take the unilateral measures to resolve the controversy with Guyana by formally annexing and integrating into Venezuela all of the territory at issue. So basically, they were trying to come up with a plan to stop put out the flames by annexing and trying to work together, or trying to find some kind of plan. It says, following the vote, Guyanese President Irfan Ali denounced a direct threat to Guyana's territorial integrity, sovereignty, and political independence. Ali said Georgetown would intensify. So that means ramp up defensive measures. It says it would intensify precautionary measures to safeguard its territory. So they not planning on giving it up. It says, adding that he had spoken with the United Nations global leaders and reached out to the U.S. military. The Venezuelan government, you got to think, because Venezuela, they paired with Russia now. They're not with America no more. It says the Venezuelan government's actions fly in the face of international law and constitute a grave threat to international peace and security, Ali said in an address to the Guyanese citizens on Wednesday. So basically, Babylon's involvement could cause even more of a problem, i.e. America. This is the language has clear echoes of the U.S. rationale for its involvement in the ongoing wars in the Middle East. See, right there. This is in the Middle East and Eastern Europe, prompting speculation over how far U.S. military backing for international peace and order will extend in the Americas, and that's how America moves. That guys, we're here to be what it is under the guise of peace. We're here to establish peace. We're not here to do anything. We just want that's it's the same modus operandum. It's the same thing. And these nations are seeing that it's the same old thing. But let's continue. It says the U.S. is currently providing aid, including military backing, to Israel, increasing its support in the wake of October 7th attacks launched by Palestinian militant group Hamas from the Gaza Strip. Washington has also thrown its weight behind Kiev following Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. It says the Secretary of State Anthony Blinken spoke with Ali to reaffirm the United States' unwavering support for Guyana's sovereignty. Yeah, unwavering support for Guyana's resources. But you have to have eyes to see and ears to hear to know what's really going on. This is on Wednesday. The U.S. government said in a statement just before the vote, Guyanese Vice President, what that is, Bharat Bharat Jagdeo said that all options are on the table for the defense of our country. So they willing to go however far they need to go. And guess who's stoking those flames? You guessed it, Babylon America. It says Brazil's defense ministry had also said it was bolstering its military presence along the northern border with Venezuela and Guyana. So Brazil kind of like, let me make sure I get in gear. But nonetheless, that's what this is. It's really a war being stoked. Another war. But without further ado, I'm going to grab a few scriptures. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. It says, Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's what's going on right now. This is that one that transgresseth by wine is Esau. You know, his power structure. That transgresseth by wine, meaning all his philosophies, his beliefs, his doctrines, his treaties, his political stance, all that stuff. He transgresses by those things. He's a proud man. We all know how proud Esau is. He doesn't keep at home, and as I read in this article, and as we know, around the four corners of the earth, Babylon America has over 700 bases around the four corners of the earth in every country. So that's that not keeping it home. And it says what? And who enlarges his desire as hell. So every time there's some kind of resources to be gotten, or something good, or resources to be gotten, just leave it right there. Who was right there in the midst? Just like when Uganda, they found all that gold. Who was right there smiling in their face? With Esau. So that's what it is. He enlarges his desire. Every time he sees something he wants, he got to go over there and mess with it. He got to come under the false pretenses and guises of certain stances, such as peace or help and things like that. But it says he is as death and hell, and cannot be satisfied. Everywhere Esau set his foot at, with his power structure, with his brigandine, what it's called, it causes all kind of problems, complications, and repercussions. And And Esau can't be satisfied. He cannot be satisfied. Just got to take. And he's gathering what? Unto himself all nations, and heapeth unto himself all people. Every time you look up, you know, he is somewhere in someone else's land with his false pretenses and his guises, with the tomfoolery, you know, quick to follow when they fall for the okie doke. But these other nations are starting to see. They're starting to notice the modus operandum, or i.e. the MO of Babylon America. So these other nations, they're gonna start turning on America. They gonna start to like, man, what you here for? Like every time certain things with you right here. But let's continue. Let's get a few more scriptures. I'm gonna go to verse 16. It says, "Thou art filled with shame for glory," and Esau, he is filled with shame. The Lord's going to fill him with even more shame. What? For glory, for gain, for substance. Esau is filled with shame. It says, drink thou also, let thy foreskin be uncovered, meaning drink thou also, meaning Esau is going to suffer the things that he's done. And it says, let the foreskin be uncovered, meaning be exposed. Let the world see how Esau really be. It says, the cup of the Lord Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory. And that's what's going to happen. The Lord is turning that cup onto Esau, and shameful spewing is going to be on his what? His glory. People are going to start to look down on him, because every time there is some kind of resources to be had or gotten or to be obtained or have been discovered, who right there talking about they there to help, we're gonna help you, we're here, we're gonna make sure that everything goes right and we're at peace. And what happened? A whole war start off, or skirmish or conflict, because who got their foot or their finger or their hand in the midst of it? The tabernacles of Edom, i.e. Esau. So this could very well be another war, another little skirmish. Because it says in the scriptures, when you shall hear wars and rumors, you're going to hear about wars and rumors of wars. But don't be troubled, because the end is not yet. But it is the beginning of sorrows. Let's continue. Let's get a few more scriptures. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. That's what's going on. That's how Esau get on. That's his MO. It says, woe to them that devise evil. It's like it devise iniquity. So, and he always devising iniquity, immoral doings, immoral moves, and work evil upon what? Their beds. Meaning Esau, he go to sleep, he wake up with the tomfoolery. You know what I'm saying? When the morning is light, when he, like I say, when the morning is light, he wake up and implement these plans. They meet behind closed doors, and they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand, because they can do it. Because right now, Job 9:24, the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. So right now they're doing their tomfoolery as the wicked does. Verse 2, it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so that they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. So they covet things that they cannot have. Esau, he covet what's not his. When you covetous of something, that means you want it. You jealous of the person that has it, and you're gonna try and take it. You want what's not yours. That's how Esau rolled. They take them by violence. It says U.S. risk being dragged into a third war. Nah, U.S. ain't being dragged, and that's strategic. That's purposeful. So they're not being dragged into anything. And it says what? They take things by violence, houses. They take them away from people. Just look at what's going on. Look at the track record, and look at it, what has happened. And it says what? And they oppress a man in his own house. They'll take away a man's heritage. They try to take away a man's complete existence. That's how Esau moved. But that's really the guise of what's going on with that. It's Obadiah, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hid things sought up? And how is that? By the power and spirit of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. That is how these Esau's things are searched out and his hid things sought up. The Heavenly Father is exposing and showing the world and showing the truth. We're living in the time of truth, the time of revealing, revelation. That's what revelation means, to reveal. And we're living in those times now, in that time now, I should say. So yeah, it's probably gonna be another little skirmish, and we all know who's gonna be at fault for that. And with that, Shalom.